we'll make a few announcements here. I think most everybody here probably knows about these announcements since we kind of have a group of regulars here today, but just in case you don't. I know Kevin knows today is the last day to enter the contest for August for maintenance of way vehicles and separate contest for highway vehicles. And just a reminder, you have to submit those entries separately if possible, please. And then moving right along, don't forget, Silver Spike nominations are open until Sunday, 8/22. And then next Saturday is our hybrid meeting, meaning you can either go to the 600 room, be there prior to 2 o'clock, but not before 1:30, or tune in on Zoom. And you'll see Mr. Weiss there discussing his signaling on the New York Central layout. And then don't forget, 30 days from now, it's time for Bowl with Mark Hedge. Right, Mark?
Yeah, whoever that guy is. I mean, yeah.
Mr. Kukler has something to say here and share. Go ahead, Bob. Tell us what you got there in your hot little hand. Unmute yourself. And then we'll move on to Spring Creek model trains.
I just wanted to show this to Russ, and if he's still around.
Yeah, he's here. I'm here.
And I have this ready for you. And if you're going to be at scale on Wednesday, I can swap you this for something else that you might have. Or if you need me to bring it out to your house, I can do that also.
Thanks, Bob. I'll give you a call when we're done here. Okay. It looks great. Thank you.
Yeah, it does look good.
I have another guy.
Mike, it's time for Spring Creek model trains. Mike, you want to go ahead and get your screen set up and share with us?
Yeah, how are you guys doing today?
We got Mike Zucker with us today from Spring Creek Model Trains. He's going to continue his store tour from a couple of months ago when there were some technical difficulties. Good to see you today, Mike.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Thanks for being flexible here with me today. So sorry about the missing the time earlier.
That's okay. No problem.
All right. Well, I'll switch my camera so you guys don't have to look at me, but we're going to start on the aisle kind of where we left off. But this is kind of the miscellaneous. It's got a bunch of different Athearn, like coal cars, ore cars, ballast cars kind of sit over here. You can see some of the newer Arrowhead. We do carry Exact Rail. We have some of their older stuff on Exact Rail that we do still carry. We got quite a bit still down in our warehouse in the basement. The other side of the aisle is kind of our Bowser, Rapido, Tangent, Scale Trains, A-Line. We got some BLMA still and American Limited models. So a lot of different things in this aisle. I guess forgot about Moloko. So we got some of them here still. But that's kind of here at this aisle. We have gotten a couple new shipments that just came in. Got some of the new Bowser boxcars here that just showed up. I guess they've been a couple months, but we've had those. We've just been dealing with the new boxcars. Those are the newer boxcars from Tangent that just showed up. And then we got their new 86-foot boxcars. We still got more on the way, but that's the new run of 86-foot boxcars that you can see between the two red arrows. And then down below is the new Scale Trains auto racks that just showed up. So we just filled these shelves again with all that product. And the new flat cars. Those are the new Scale Trains flat cars there that you see that all showed up. Anyway, that's kind of this aisle. I don't know if anybody's got any questions, want to look at anything specific, definitely ask. We're going to kind of move along here to my favorite part of the store. I hope there's some others in the viewing today, but we're getting to our N scale side. guess before we get there, we do carry O scale, mostly just Atlas O scale. We don't carry large quantities of it, but we do try to carry at least a smattering of it. So that's out there. And definitely, if anybody's ever looking for something, we'll definitely try to get it in on pre-order and such. So this is where N scale starts. You can see here, there's some of the scale trains, JTC containers, kind of keep them on the end caps as best we can. Some more of that over here, as you can see, going down all the different end caps. This part here, this is our N scale, I guess I'll call it our open hoppers, coal cars. You can see we got Fox Valley models, some of their RD4s there at the bottom. And then you got the rib sides from Athearn. Got a bunch of different train works. Blueford shops. More of the Athearn Thralgons. This side over here, more of the Athearn Bethcons over there. We got Intermountain, the Value Line Bethcons. Got some older LBF runs. You got the bow tie bottom Bethcons, the Illuminator, coal cars, the Aeroflows. We got a couple like custom runs. We did these. As a custom run with LBF. This is a Kansas City Power and Light train, the Montrose. So those are custom. I know others have done them, but they were custom to us back then. And then this is a Jeffrey Energy Center custom run, basically the yellow patch that you see there. So that's a power plant that's by Topeka, Kansas. Got some of the Tangent, Exact Rail, different coal cars. We do carry, I guess it's Iowa Scale Engineering's the grain bins in N scale. So they're different sizes there. We got all their different kits. My dad's done, or our dad has done grain bin building, you know, basically since he was like 10 years old. So he's actually helped Iowa Scale Engineering out quite a bit on the grain bins and how they've designed them and such for the models. So that's kind of fun to get into. Here we get into, we got some Eastern Seaboard models there, scale trains, a lot more Athearn. We got some of the new Bowsers over here. Quite a bit different stuff. These are the new 4600s that just came out from Athearn. One of our favorites, the Rock Island, for our store here. Different Bowsers, Athearns. We got some of the Atlas, like Top Gons. Got several of those still. I guess they're in the other aisle over. Sorry. Those are the ballast hoppers. Over here, we got a bunch of different Kato, the container packs, the 40-foot wells. We even got some of the 48-footers on the end.
Mike, are the back wall there, are those N-scale vehicles on the right and the left of the stairs?
These are actually HO from Classic Metalworks.
Okay. Yeah.
So we got a huge selection of the Classic Metalworks. You can see Atlas over there. Several of their different car types. And then let me get the other side of the stairs here. But this is all HO vehicles that we have on the wall. I kind of missed some of that. I'll do that real quick here, Russ. But here's the die-cast models. We're getting some more of those. We don't have them all out on the shelf yet. Different Caterpillar equipment. And then we get into the Athearn. Whoa. A lot of their different cars. And then on the floor, you'll see some of our trucks and stuff. Got some of that, and I'll turn here. But on this side of this aisle, we got some AccuRail, but more trucks, vehicles, a lot of the trucks and stuff. So if you're looking for trucks and stuff, if you missed any of them when they came out, give us a shout. We'll do some looking through our inventory for you. But that's all the HO. These end caps on the back side here do have some of the N scale classic metalworks, different sets. You can see them there. Oops, sorry, almost dropped you. So there's some of the Athearn trucks and N scale, some more of the classic metalworks. And this is an HO aisle that's got some of the older LBF kits. We started with what LBF was one of the first manufacturers that Spring Creek model trains really started with. So we still have a lot of their product around. And then AccuRail, all the different kits from them that we stock. We don't do everything from AccuRail. We kind of pick and choose, right? And if guys want them, you know, we'll do everything we can to get them here to the store and get them to the customer. And then you got some more N scale vehicles and some of the train works. I forget what those are called. They're like Vertipacks or something.
Oh, yeah.
That they made there for auto carrying. And then some of the Atlas trucks. You can see them all. This is the JTC area. I don't know if you guys have seen these. This is their new 17 post 53-foot well car that they just came out with. So personally, I'm kind of excited about those. I think those will be fun to run from an N scale standpoint. Got a lot of the Wheels of Time kind of through here, and then Trainworks and Blueford. So Trainworks, we have a lot of different of their, like down over in this area is the grain car. As you move up are the Gons. And then we do have some of their auto parts. Sorry, they're up higher here. Some of the older auto parts, big box cars. So we got several of those. And then their flat cars that they were doing in N scale. And then Blueford, we got all the cabooses, different transfer cabooses and bay windows that the Blueford's been doing. All those are on our website. These are the 86-foot auto parts box cars. This is their previous run. They just announced a new run, so I'm kind of excited about that. They got some pretty neat paint schemes in those. And then these are their wood chip hoppers and some of the Gons that you see on the bottom. So we try to keep everything organized by manufacturer. It's kind of getting a little tough for us, so been moving a lot of things around, but it's kind of how we do it. And then we keep all those green tags the best we can on keeping them active on what piles are what. So as customers are looking, this is kind of a mixture of Atlas, ExactRail, Trainworks, all through here, and some older LBF. A lot of this is trucks. A lot of the Trainworks Atlas trucks, like the new fuel trucks that Trainworks came out with, an N scale there. So got several of them. You know, a lot of their different cabs and whatnot. It's pretty nice. My dad's huge. Dave's huge into HO scale, and he's always tried to get the gentleman at Trainworks to do his trucks in HO scale. They've done a little bit, but nothing like what they do at HO or in N scale. So it's kind of nice. N scale, we got a manufacturer that really is focused on us. So he does great work too. It's always fun to see what he's coming out with. So the Atlas up here, there's a bunch of their new container cars, the 53 footers, and then they got 40 footers. We got Walker's buildings kind of scattered throughout. So yeah, this side over here, this is mostly just Atlas, just all the different types of cars they have ever made. I'm not saying we have every one of them. We got pretty much every type of car they've done. So pretty much all their box cars are kind of through that cabinet. And then you get over here, this is mostly Gons and hoppers. So I was kind of going through all these cabinets right before our train show that we had 2 weeks ago. So I was resorting all the end scale, kind of getting things cleaned up, and it kind of, my wife gets pretty nervous when I tell her that's what I'm doing the next couple of days, because I always end up with more stuff on my own personal layaway. Every time I go through, I find things I forgot we had or forgot was ever made, and end up putting them back in my collection. So over here, we get into Athearn. So these three cabinets are primarily Athearn. The ones up top there, they're those are those flat cars with the 40-foot trailers that came out. Caught some buildings, but again, just all the different types of Athearn runs that have been out there. On the bottom, we have a lot of different ethanol tank cars, and then the the tank train sets, previous runs down there. I know they're coming out with more. So these these carts here, my brother just moved out for us. These are some restocks. So these are some Cotto engines that we were just restocking. We were able to find. So a lot of SPBN, Santa Fe, BNSF, UP there, even some A units. We're going to make into some sets. We got some new micro trains that have been showing up that I need to get put away. So just a lot of different, it's always active on putting stuff away. So getting new. This side, this is Athearn with some Wathers buildings. And then we got Red Caboose. So Red Caboose was one of the other major manufacturers we got in with early on. We've been carrying their product a long time. There's some older BLMA cars there on that bottom left. I always think those are pretty nice looking at them. So yeah, the different Red Caboose, we got the coil cars, all their different grain cars they did, a bunch of their beer cars. So those are kind of nice. And then you can see some of the Broadway Limited cars that we got. We do put things up for clearance every once in a while, depending on, what the car is. Sometimes we get cars back that got broken during shipment. Will they try to fix it or replace it? Everything, we'll replace it, take care of the customer no matter what, right? We try to replace it first off. If not, we'll fix it. If that doesn't work, we refund them. And then sometimes those cars will end up on the clearance racks. We got the similar setup for HO scale. More of the JTC. Here we get into kind of the microtrains cabinet. Try to keep a lot of them out here. We've got one consignment box there that you see at the bottom. A lot of different microtrains, and then I got some of the Broadway Limited, their F units, and then their steam that we keep there. A couple of steam there that are on consignment, those Concours, and that the key imports, the 484 there. So coming into this aisle, this is our Intermountain, and I guess we got a bunch of locomotives kind of in this aisle, and passenger cars, and then Fox Valley models. Starting on the left, there's a lot of our passenger cars. So it's Centralia. Personally, I'm really hoping they start running some more stuff. It'd be awesome. I really like their cars. Of course, Rapido's got a lot of different ones. Then you get into the Atlas and Cotto. So we got the Amtraks and some of the Chicago Metros. And then Wheels of Time. And then the Fox Valley models, like the Hiawatha cars, all through there. And then Fox Valley models, just a lot of different of their cars that they did there for quite a while. I know they're starting to come back out with containers that I've seen. So that's all through there. And then you got Intermountain, a lot of their stuff on the right-hand cabinet. Again, just most of what they've done. And I'll turn here. I'll turn to the other side, and this is, again, more Intermountain. Plus, this is the Cotto passenger sets. different sets that they've done that we've been able to keep in stock. So we brought a lot out of the trailer. So we have a whole nother inventory in our show trailer. So we kind of emptied a lot of that into the store for the open house.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, we found some gems there that I know people have picked up. I know I ended up with taking some of them into my own collection. So this is some of our miscellaneous locomotives. Some of those are consignments, older Wathers. There's our Repeatos. I know Jeff just put all the Repeatos out on the website. And again, this is all the cylindrical hoppers from Intermountain, all the different runs, basically that whole cabinet there. In 4750s, I should say, or 4650s. And then this is those are our Athearn locomotives. We still got several different Fox Valley models there. And then Broadway Limited. Broadway Limited's kind of been a hard one for us. So we got kind of a lot of different ones there. This is more locomotives and then end scale details and in our like the sectionalized track. It's kind of through this area. We keep working on this, trying to make it better, cleaner, easier for people to find stuff. But then, so scale trains, we kind of keep them up top there. But that's currently what we have. We got a big boy. I think that big boy's out. It's on clearance right now. There's a handrail that's kind of broken on it. So we clearanced it a little bit. Figured there's a lot of talent in model trains, so somebody's definitely capable of fixing it. So this cabinet right here underneath the big boy, this is Cotto. Just all the different locomotives that we have in stock right now. So you can see all the different ones there. And then there's Broadway Limited at the very bottom. That's some of their older like E units, F units, the PAs. And these other two cabinets, this is primarily Atlas with some BLMA at the bottom, Broadway Limited at the bottom. So a lot of the different Atlas locomotives. Again, Jeff just went through our end scale locomotive inventory, compared it to what we had listed on the web and got everything updated. So our website for end scale is current on locomotives and current on cabooses right now, but we don't have anything else loaded. And that's on me right now. I need to get busy and try to get some more loaded. But this is details. So a lot of different details there. So different, we're learning on what to carry. We kind of just got a mixture of stuff. So if you guys have any suggestions on things we should carry, I'd love to have it. Give me an email or whatever. But we try to keep all the different track components from Atlas, both code 55, code 80. Of course, we got all the Cotto Unitrack. We're missing some. We're working on restocking since that train show. This one's kind of neat. This is one of our local manufacturers, CGN N scale. This is like a parts tray for when you're working on a locomotive.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then these two things here where my thumb's at, they stand in those two holes on top. And then when you take this shell off of your N scale locomotive, you can set them on them and there'll be a stand for your shell. And then you got all the different little slots for all the different parts as you take your locomotive apart. So that one's kind of neat. That's Mark Watson with CGN N scale. He does a lot of N scale Fremo events. Cabinets, so you can see there are I call it a mess of details. Different ones we've picked up over the years, trying to keep keep up with Atlas as they come out with new ones. We're starting to put that into our cabinets here, trying to organize them, let guys see them easier as they flip them through, right? You can find what you're looking for. And then we also keep, this is where we keep all our microtrains couplers. So we try to keep that organized for all the guys. So, and then we got the bolt packs here in this last one that guys can check out. So I got to restock some there, I've been noticing. So this cabinet, this is our N scale display cabinet. I try to put out pictures every once in a while on our Facebook page. This is kind of just where we show off some of the locomotives really that are out there for sale. We got some custom cars, custom weather cars there, custom loaded gons. We kind of do this was we keep a couple locomotives. My mom really likes N scale too, so she's kind of got this collection going of stuff that's not for sale. And then we got a bunch of micro trains. It's another spot we keep micro trains. So we got the rail box set, and we're collecting the, I think these are the corn syrup tank cars or the sweetener tank cars. So yeah, again, we're still, this is something I'm learning on the micro trains. I've never been huge into them, but learning a lot more and trying to make sure we keep ourselves in stock. And then we got the showcase miniatures. I really think these are cool. I hope someday I can get my layout back and running because I'd love to build that ballast regulator and have that on a N scale layout. So that's kind of it there. Guess we got the back room. So this is our scenery track area. Kind of got a lot of different trees, woodland scenic rocks, kind of through here. The water system. We got all the different chooch items. Of course, that's kind of changed now with Wathers or Wathers owning chooch, so we're figuring that part out. Got some more woodland scenics, the static grass. Some of the plaster, making sure we got that for folks. So static grass through there. And then we got a kind of a mixture with the Scene Masters, some of their stuff. Different boxes, storage. And we got some of the rock ballast there. We keep the Texas rock, and then we got Arizona rock somewhere. Not seeing it right now. Oh, right up here, the Arizona rock. The real rock ballast. It's our track pigeonholes. So different flex tracks, assortment, both N scale, HO. We got HON3 all in there. Of course, some of the different woodland scenic styrofoam kits. There's our Kato Unitrack and HO scale. Some more of the woodland scenic scenery. And on the back wall, you can see HO Pico, the micro engineering, and Atlas. And then we got Bachman Easy Track. And then we also were starting to get in all the new Wathers track. They sit over here, trying to keep up on them. And then there's more of the big shakers from Woodland Scenics, all the different turfs, cover, and then ballast there at the bottom. So that's kind of, that's the, well, there you can see some Atlas ready to roll. Sorry, not Athearn ready to roll. So we kind of spill over into this room quite a bit when we're receiving new product. So we kind of stage it in here as we figure out where we're going to store it. And we get all that figured out. So, and then back in the back there, you can see some JTT. A lot of their different trees. The tree kits, and then some of their fancier plants there and vegetables. So that's kind of the big stuff. What do you guys got for questions? What do you want? Maybe I can show you different things in HO scale that I might have not have covered last time with the technical difficulties, or is there anything else you guys might want to look at?
Anyone have any questions or requests to look at something from Mike?
I think I'm just overwhelmed, Mike.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like, oh, look, we're done. But wait, there's more.
There's still more. Yeah.
well, Mike, Russell here. Do you do much consignment there, or?
We're very selective, I guess I'll call it, on the consignment. We've done it. We have an N scale one. I guess the N scale one that we're going to be doing here shortly is we actually bought out an old collection from a gentleman that we've known well for decades. He passed away, so we're buying it from his wife. So we do that every once in a while, depending on who we know. Consignment, there's one guy we're talking to right now that we may do a consignment deal with him on some Athearn locomotives at HO scale. So kind of really selective on it. It's hard to, especially when you're traveling to train shows, is where it kind of gets really hard for us to segregate the two products.
Sure.
So
yeah,
that's where business, it gets really difficult for us. So
no, I certainly can understand that. And do you turn have much of a turnover on the Atlas O, or?
It's actually picked up quite a bit as we put it on the web. It was, I don't know, the third or fourth thing kind of we put on the web, and it does fairly good for us. We don't know a lot about it yet. You know, we're still learning. So that's kind of where we struggle with it, and what to say and what to talk to people. We got a couple customers here locally that like it. Locally, I mean, they're within a couple hours of us. So they come and get it every so often. So we like it, though. I mean, we're pretty excited about, Atlas O buying the MTH, O scale. Kind of excited when they redo the electronics of the locomotives. So
yeah.
We've had some MTH locomotives, and we've struggled mightily trying to understand them and get them out the door. So
yeah, I have one of their, I do HO, and other than if you could find it in brass and could afford it in brass, but there's the MTH was the only ones that did an Empire State Express Hudson.
Yep.
And it's still unfortunately, like I said, the thing that really turns me off is the electronics. Obviously a carryover from the O gauge and their if you will, DCC or proprietary system that really is not that conducive to HO. So I feel
that's where we've struggled with that, and then we've struggled with their warranty, where they haven't really helped us out. So we've been stuck with a lot of stuff so that were broken, right? And then anyway, I won't get into that. So
yeah, I hear you.
So
okay.
What other questions, guys, or what else maybe you want to look at or know about Spring Creek?
What's on sale today?
Oh, everything. So what do you want?
Yeah. Hopefully they want to sell all of it.
Yeah, we'll sell it all. So
okay, on the back. Wait a minute. The dog's making a comment. On the back wall next to the Cotto sectional track, was there some kind of a cabinet? Oh, yellow pine wood cabinet or something? Or shelf?
Go look back there.
In the main store, you're looking down an aisle and you seen the Cotto track work.
The HO Cotto?
Oh, I think it was N.
Okay.
And there's a shelf. There it is, right there.
Yep. So
that's for Thomas.
Yeah, that's kind of Thomas selection or our kid selection.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
But speaking of what's on sale, Mike, you don't sell a lot
Thank
of
you.
stuff at list price, right?
Oh, no.
Everything has a discount automatically when you walk into Spring Creek model trains.
Yep. Except for, certain manufacturers,
Yeah.
like Skip Trains, we have to sell it at the price they're selling it at.
Yep.
And then Tangent and Moloko, we have to sell it at their price.
Yep.
Everything else is marked down. And it's really all based on kind of where we can buy it at. So.
And then you also have a nice pre-order program. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So pre-order program, you can really call or email us is the best way to do the pre-order program. And Glenda and Sharon will take care of you. But if you pre-order a product from us, you get an extra 5% off of our already discounted price.
And no down payment, right?
Again, on what we're getting, right? But we'll give you an extra 5% on the pre-order.
And no down payment, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Thanks. So yeah, we'll ask for payment once the product shows up. So yeah. We've done it.
Deal.
The only thing I'll add to that is that we've done it on some of our custom runs where we've taken money up front for a pre-order.
Sure.
And you get your car shipped out to you right away. But for the N scale guys, what our next custom run that's coming in is actually an N scale Rock Island covered auto rack that's coming from Intermountain / Fox Valley. We did that in HO scale, but we're doing the same paint scheme in N scale. So that's coming. If you're interested in that, shoot us an email. So there's.
Hey Mike, do you, on some of these things, obviously, like Intermountain, I think I hold the record here in town, anyways, of having 6 years when I ordered the New York Central composite Gons, and like I said, 6 years later, they finally came in. Do you have where in our local hobby shop, they don't take any deposits or anything, but do you guys run into much or where guys when the product finally comes in, they I don't know, they've skipped town or they've died
or their life has changed, right, or whatever, and we understand that, so we deal with it every once in a while. And if that's the case, right, that's fine. We're not going to make you pay for it just because you ordered it. We'll take it and put it back into store inventory. So
yeah, well, obviously you have a lot of inventory to work it back in. Well, in town here, somebody had ordered the Pennsylvania prototype Centipede diesel, but in the Mexico scheme, and it was pretty tough to try to sell that. So
yeah,
Louisville.
We've had some like that. So and then sometimes we'll get a special request in, and we'll verify with the customer like once or twice and make sure you really want this and you're gonna take it when it gets in, right? And so and some of them are, you get to know your customers, and that's something we really like, is to get to know them all. And and it's hard to do as big as we are, but that's something we strive for. And we know Glenda and Sharon know our customers really well, and they know what they like and know if a guy's really wants something or doesn't most of the time. So we do the best we can to get everything everybody wants.
Yeah, sure.
And if it doesn't work out, we work with them and don't force anything on somebody.
I love your comment about putting something back in inventory, because just looking at your shelves kind of reminds me of the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, where they're wheeling the Ark of the Covenant down this warehouse. You could get really lost in your inventory.
Yeah. So this is just what the customers see. So we have a whole warehouse of product in our basement. So we got more stuff down there. We got a bunch of Waffler's buildings we keep down there. We got a bunch of older exact rail that we don't have out on the shelf right now, but we need to get figured out. And then just like extras, right, that we don't have space for up here. So the basement's as big as the building. So we keep all that down there. And then we have a whole show trailer. I don't know if you guys have seen Deb and Dave at our mom and dad at shows, but that whole inventory, it's a separate inventory than what you see here today. You know, we'll load in and out, but it just kind of all stays with the trailer, and then we kind of make changes as we go. So,
well, if you were trying to load it and unload it for every show that you went to or whatever, you'd be wearing the boxes out.
Oh yeah, wearing ourselves out, wearing out the computer system too, trying to figure out where everything's at. So,
Do you have a covered parking area inside the building there for the trailer?
we don't. We actually have a construction lot that we own. That the trailer fits in. So,
okay.
Yeah, Dave's done construction his whole life. Jeff and I grew up doing construction. You know, went off and did our careers, and then now we're back at the train store. So we still have that construction parking lot with where we park our trailers.
Okay.
Hopefully you lock your trailers, you know, tongue lock or chain them or something. People are just backing up 2 trailers here in Louisville and Jeffersonville and backing up trailers, putting a trailer on the ball hitch, and they're gone.
Well, this is Nebraska, Mark. They don't do that in Nebraska.
Hey, that's worldwide nowadays.
It is.
Okay.
But it is small town, which is pretty crazy around here.
Small town, big
last
town.
time my wife and I have locked our house, so it's a new thing for us. So
yes, security.
Yep.
Well, one last question. I'm just toss this out because you sell obviously all over the country. Is there any one or 2 or 3 maybe that road names that you find that are especially hot or especially big?
Right now for us, which has been a learning curve since we've really been heavy on the internet, is CSX and NS. We have a hard time keeping their locomotives in stock. Granted, part of that is we order more of the locomotives that we see here, you know, west of the Mississippi. So really UP, BNSF, we order a lot of them. SP, Santa Fe, we order, you know, a bunch. Burlington, you know, you can go back through all the Western roads. So with being on the internet now, actually, you know, doing a lot more selling across the whole United States and even international, it's a whole nother challenge for us is to keep up with, you know, what are the different roads that everybody's liking, you know, who's watching us on the internet. You know, they might not be pre-ordering, but, you know, they're looking for our stock. So that's been really interesting for us. Jeff and I have really noticed that with NS and CSX for us. That's been pretty hot.
And it was a good program because it was actually centered.
What's the farthest you all ship to?
The newest one we shipped to was Taiwan.
Okay.
So
Australia, New Zealand.
Australia, New Zealand all the time. We got several customers. We got one guy in Australia that he calls. He calls at the end of our day, which I think is like the early morning for his day. So he usually calls and talks to Sharon. We got a customer, which is surprising to me, but we got a customer, and I think he's on the Big Island of Hawaii, and he orders from us pretty regularly. So
good.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, we appreciate your time today, Mike.
Yep.
Yeah, Mike, thanks a lot. And
thank you.
I'm glad it worked out.
Well, I'm glad too, guys. I apologize again. Thanks for being flexible with me. And let me show you one last thing. We just had the big boy come through.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So we did this.
Mugs. The tumblers.
Yeah, you guys might have seen this on our Facebook page. But anyway, we got these tumblers. We're trying something different there. So
good.
So anyway.
Okay. Well, I hope you, Sharon and Glinda, hear from some of our guys here soon.
Oh yeah. I mean, we really appreciate you guys letting us do this, letting us finish up. And anytime you guys got questions, let us know. So
Will do.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. And hope the birthday celebration turns out well.
Oh yeah, my son's super excited. So today's gonna be good. So he's excited about it. And
You
I'm
better
getting texts here that the homemade ice cream's ready. So we're gonna
you better hang up on us and get home.
Yeah. So again, guys, appreciate it. Look forward to talking with you guys in the future. So
yeah, thanks a lot, Mike. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Anyway,
okay.
You.
Bye.